Dan Smith.
And I'm Daniel Scales.
We're Full Cycle Interactive. We're an independent game developer spread all over the globe, it would seem.
Norwich, Maidenhead, and
America.
America,
That's
yes.
the other side of the world.
So that counts.
Yeah. I started wanting to develop games when I was 10 years old. I lied to my friends and I said I'd won a competition with EA Games and that they were going to make my dream game and that it was going to be amazing. And then I got them to spend their break times helping me out with that. I'm not proud of it. I actually feel really, really guilty about it. I'm still friends with one of them somehow. But yeah, and ever since then, it was sort of always something I wanted to do. Like, it kind of started the same way that when you're a kid, you're like, I'm going to design my dream house. I'm going to design my dream car. I was like, I'm going to design my dream game. And I just kind of never stopped doing that. And now it's my job.
Okay, so the first project I worked on was a ski game called Ski Sunday, based on the BBC show of skiing, and you played as a little 2D teddy bear skiing down a hill, and you got points for entering gates, and you'd lose points for hitting trees. It was very basic, but I made it when I was 10.
So I've worked on a few projects before. Nunageddon, Castles in the Sky, and 10 Second Ninja, which is the most recent one. Nunageddon was something that I did the art for. I worked with Daniel Scales, who I work with now. It was a sort of a PS Mobile title, very arcadey, very frantic, very fun. And then sort of later that same year, Castles in the Sky, which was a 10-minute long bedtime story in game form. It was sort of very passive, very sweet, not very gamey at all. That went on to get a BAFTA nomination for debut game in 2014. Castles in the Sky feels like the most sincere thing that I've made, but 10 Second Ninja, I'm still surprised I finished that. Initially I thought that game was going to take 2 months to make, and I was going to release it for free. And then it took 2 years, and it came out on Steam. And that whole process was just bizarre. It was the biggest thing I'd ever worked on at that point. Just the amount of polish and art and everything that had to go into that game was just exhausting. And I'm still immensely proud that I get to sort of say, like, I made that thing, and some people know what that means. So the development process from sort of its initial inception to it being a thing that you can buy, I'm kind of, one of my character flaws is that I like to prove a point. Generally, a game idea that I'm working on comes from me saying something to someone in a conversation, like, oh, like talking about, I guess with Castles in the Sky, it was talking about childhood and being like saying what that meant to me and people not really getting it, and me being like, okay, I want to show people what that means to me. I want to make a game about that. And then from that point on, everything was in service to that goal. Our project that we're working on at the moment, which I can't talk about, started because I said something similar on Twitter and people were like, no, that wouldn't work. And then I got obsessed with it. And then I was like, aha, I'm going to prove it works. And then I had a prototype. And then we're like, we have something that no one thinks we can do. Let's finish it. So generally my ideas come from something like that, where I kind of just, I need to prove something. And it has to be something that I can't let go until it's out and I've coded it and done all the artwork and done all the press and everything for that.
A large part of it is iteration. Like, you can get to the core concept and the base of a project very, very quickly. So you can show it to people and, you know, they can see the project and they can see it's a thing. But what people don't realize is the amount of work between getting the inception of a project and getting the core idea and getting a final product is quite a journey. Working in the games industry is a lot of work. It's not something that should be taken lightly. You're gonna have to put a lot of hours in, and you're gonna have to be committed to doing it. But it is something that's achievable.
I'd say if you want to be part of the games industry, the best things that you can do, like if you want to be a journalist, write something. If you want to develop games, develop things, code things, get stuck into Unity or Game Maker or something like that. If you want to design games, create a document saying what your game is. Like, just be doing things, because eventually you're going to be going for a job somewhere and you're always going to stand out way more if you can pull out a big binder of work and say, like, here are the things that I've done. You can look at what I make. You can look at the product that comes from me. And that's way more valuable to anyone than you saying, I got a piece of paper that says I can make games from a university. that's useful too, but portfolio is always the best, and you're always going to learn the most from just getting stuck in and just doing things.
Have a glass of orange juice. We're making another 10-second ninja.
We're currently working on a game called 10 Second Ninja X, which is a kind of blisteringly fast 2D platformer where you have to finish every single level in 10 seconds or less. The quicker you do a level, the higher a rating you get, the better ratings you get, the more of the game you get to unlock. Very, very simple, but it's very, very difficult. There's a lot more depth there than it initially seems like there is. And we're really excited about it.
Yeah.
Should be coming to PS4.
PlayStation, PS4, PS Vita, Xbox One, PC, and Mac in summer 2016.
We've got a lot of work to do. But it'll be fine.
Yep.
We're on track.
It'll be alright.
It'll be alright.